Hey YouTube, Mr. Rampro here. We've got the trunk laying on the roof of the car. This is the 77 Camaro Project, and it has the POR 15 painted all over it. We've addressed all the rust. There we go. And painted all of it so it's nice and shiny and drying. There's a little dent right there, but no big deal. So next it'll be dealing with the trunk. We've taken this piece off here that covers the little latches and the bars for the, I guess the hinges actually, for the trunk to lift. We've taken those off just because we noticed some rust. You can see it there. The inside of the trunk has been completely painted. So it goes all the way up there. You can see a little bit. I'm not too worried about all of that because water is not really going to be there. So this here is a piece of paper or plastic. Actually, it's like a Bondo type. There we go. A Bondo type thing that's up here. So we're trying to get rid of all of the rust and everything to go back through and POR it and then Bondo it or fill it as required. It's pretty nasty. I don't know what they do, but, well, what they did. But back in the day, around 1977, around May, according to the VIN number of this car, they put like a Bondo type material on the seams, and it just, I mean, like chips away. It's really nasty. But that's it there. Probably just to fill gaps and stuff like that, but it rusted underneath it. So I've got to grind through it or sand through it to get to the rust. So that's really the big issue there. So we'll get through that and then start scraping around the rear glass. I'm going to pull this glass out because it's not broken and it's in pretty good shape, so I'm going to attempt to save it and pull it out to get to the little shelf back here on the back and clean all that junk up and take that speaker out, of course, and clean all that up. And we went through today. I put the door panels back on just to keep the glass from getting dirty from like sanding and grinding and stuff like that. So I just kind of hung them. They're not actually installed or anything. You can see all the stuff's already disconnected. But let's see if we can see in here. Not too well really, so I'm not really going to worry about it. But I've covered everything in the POR 15 and then a coat of fiberglass cloth. So I put the POR 15 in, let it completely dry, and then fiberglass cloth, or actually another layer of POR 15, didn't let it dry. Fiberglass cloth that was slightly soaked, put it down, and then put another layer of POR 15 and let it dry. So I've done a couple of layers in some spots. This layer, or this area here, has I think 3 layers, and over here has 4 layers. Over there has more like 2. These are areas that are not really, you can see the seam right here and right here where we've added the pieces for the forward and the aft parts, but they're not completely ate through, but they do have little bitty BB size holes, you know, in various locations and stuff like that. So that's being addressed with the fiberglass cloth and the POR 15. I've got another 2 quarts coming on. Or coming in, so this has to still be cut out and replaced. And on the other side, if you remember from the other video, had a slight hole, but we fiberglassed over everything and POR 15'd it, so we're gonna see how well it works. I don't know if it's gonna work or not. We'll see. I've got to get underneath it because I want to treat both sides, so I've got to get underneath the other side of the car and and check it out. That might just end up being cut out. It doesn't really matter to me either way or whatever, because if you're cutting all of this out, you might as well just cut out a little piece over there, so it doesn't really matter. But we're just going to try it and see how big of an area you can do it. The biggest area over there was probably closer to maybe like the size of this, which would be about the length of a dollar bill, or width of a dollar bill, I guess, and maybe 1 inch by 3 inches. So that would be the biggest hole on the other side. That actually might be too big, but that's way too big actually, now that I think about it. I just saw it and thought it'd be a cool part of the video. Never mind. So over there was pieces about the size of a quarter, maybe a little larger, maybe $half piece. I doubt it that big, but somewhere around there that we fiberglassed over with several layers. Like I mentioned before, the back there was actually pretty good. This is nasty, so we'll see all that. I still need to take the dash apart and fix all the instruments inside, because they just all rock in place. They're not actually attached to anything, and I need to get something squared away with this dash, so we'll do all of that. The headliner has been covered in like a leather type material. From one of the previous videos, you can tell that that's been done before I got the car. The review mirror's all pointing up. This is some little light with magnets on it that I don't even know where the on switch is. There it is. So you can put it in various locations, and it's got like a red blinky light and white lights or whatever. I don't know, it's like a gift or something. So overall, not too bad. I started every once in a while. It's probably been about 6-7 days since I've started it last. I'm not going to worry about it too much right now. We'll probably look at starting it tomorrow. And I like to keep it running just to make sure everything keeps going. And you can see the old AC panel. We'll probably be getting rid of the AC as much as that's needed here. We'll probably end up getting rid of that. Either way, so that's just a little bit of an update video. Fiberglass and everything went in. It was just the fiberglass cloth you can get from Home Depot or Lowe's. And the trunk has been painted, the inside of it, the outside not. And you can see that the POR 15 dries with a really high gloss, which is kind of nice. I'm not too worried about the inside of a trunk, just like you would be worried about the inside of a trunk of a car that, you know, cost you $20,000 to drive today. So I'm not really too worried about it. The essence of the project and the purpose of the project was to make something that was, you know, reliable and a good daily driver out of a classic car. So that's where we're at. But anyways, I appreciate you watching, and we will have an update video soon. Thanks a lot.